Sure. Yeah, this is gonna be a classic Dundee podcast.
Oh, absolutely.
With
Yeah,
all
it's
the
gonna be a lot of.
That's gonna be
It's going to
fun.
be a lot of
Wouldn't have it any
self-congratulatory
other way.
podcasting.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was just
you
saying
didn't
with
take
all
your
like
trophy?
They wanted too much money to fly it. Shit's expensive. And plus, I mean, how would I feel if something happened to it?
Man,
It's terrible.
it was. I understand that, man. The shipping costs and all that. I mean, all put together with the size, and then having to lug it around. But the thing is, I mean, it's also an expensive trophy, and it's not something you want to lose.
I just figured it's only going to be his for like 2 more weeks. I figured he'd want to like hold on to it.
Yeah, caress that thing, sleep with it, kiss it goodnight. Oh shit! Sorry, my guys.
I've got
a
a very good chance of retaining said trophy.
It's all. I mean, it's going to depend on Christian Watson. I mean, this is a good way to transition to this because I was like phasing out and thinking about something else over a minute. But yeah, I mean, I think we all have a decent chance of.
I mean, the three of us have probably the best chance of literally anyone else.
Well,
I mean statistics.
if you're going to
We
call
are the number
rankings.
1, the number 2, and the number 3 seed, right? Let's just open the show with that.
There you go.
Oh man,
can you
how does that feel?
superimpose
Podcast fandom, like you had to listen to our mugs all season long, and now you're just looking at the 1, 2, 3 piece like right out the gate.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's tough. That's
a good showing for the podcast crew. We definitely didn't do that last year, so it's first 1, 2, and 3. It's a beautiful thing. I wish I could have got the top spot. Cody ended up having a decent week, I suppose. My one consolation was that you lost out the brand on the jersey, so I have to buy you some stupid ass Cowboys jersey.
I am glad that Rachaad White got that last touchdown, so it wasn't a half-point jersey loss, because that would have stuck with me for a time.
Painful.
Yeah,
very painful.
Yeah, to lose.
But
how
about coming down to the last week for like a point battle like that? That was so good for the league.
Not just the last week, but the last game of the last week.
I know. Cam, it was pretty cool, man. We've had a lot of drama, like in non-manufactured drama. Like it's just been a dramatic
and some
season,
manufactured drama.
Well, we always have that. I mean, come on.
You're welcome.
With you in the league, we always have some manufactured drama. What are we talking about here?
Damn right.
Well, and everybody's letting their personality come through this year too. So, sometimes those things bump up against each other, but everybody's been pretty polite, which is what we like to see out there. You can talk shit and still be polite,
I don't know, man.
Maybe I'm feeling nice.
I don't know that Cody's found that middle ground yet, but maybe perhaps one day.
I actually don't believe in it. So
no middle ground. We'll call you.
Basically.
Go ahead.
You're basically preaching New Testament to me, and I don't subscribe to any of them.
Your nickname, we have the human balance sheet. Your nickname can be no middle ground. The hard absolute.
The hard absolute. If you call me the hard anything, I'll be in.
Nice. Oh man, let me look at this real quick. Trying to find. We got to go to league history. Trying to look back on the matchups for this last week. It's on the scoreboard. There it is. All right, perfect. Well, which one do you guys want to do first?
We should probably talk about the one that made. Well, there's 2 that had like decent implication. There was you and Erica, and then there was Brant and Bailey.
Right.
Everything else was just kind of all the other matchups were either dependent on Brant and Bailey, or they didn't matter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, why don't we just do why don't we start with mine and Erica's? Just get it out of the way.
Sounds good.
Let's get out of the domestic.
Hey, good win on your part. I did not think that was going to happen.
You know what? We
got a couple of wife beaters in this league.
Hey, well, we do what we can.
Repeat offender too.
She wanted
multiple beatings this season.
When the game was locked up, I was just like looking at her like this. Hey, 2-0. No, anyway, but it was funny. She really
I thought
wanted
that
to
was for
win.
two black guys.
Yeah, same. You know, it is what you want it to be. All right, but she really wanted to win. We actually were at a meat raffle, classic Wisconsin tradition. We were at a meat raffle.
Classic Wisconsin tradition.
No, it is actually. There's meat raffles all over town on a Sunday. People, you show
I
up.
wasn't being sarcastic. I believed you for the
Meat
moment you said it.
raffle?
Yeah. So what you do? This is great. I'm glad we're covering this on the pod. This is amazing. Did you guys freeze up too? I think we might have froze up somehow. I feel
All
like
I
you
think you're the
guys.
only frozen one. Oh, you're back.
Okay. All right. I couldn't hear you guys at
Better
all.
Talking about
connection.
meat
Coming
raffles, and his connection just could not handle it.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we
Not
when we
enough
mentioned
Ethernet in
meat
Wisconsin
raffles.
to handle all that maffle.
Well, this is our first live show. It's not, but you know, if we're joking, like our views just went through the fucking roof. You know what I mean? We start talking about meat raffles, people get excited. Can't handle it. You know, we're only built for 1,000 listeners at once.
Too hot to handle. Cool
yeah.
off. Cool off.
So anyway, to cut to the point, we're at a meat raffle, and you know, she's you know, we had a few soda pops, and she's talking all this shit about how she's gonna beat me because she was crushing me. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, Mike White's out here.
She was
almost
favored.
beating the Vikings. Oh yeah, she was favored by like 15%. I thought I had lost.
Yeah.
And then next thing we know, we get Devontae Adams. Next thing we know, Garoppolo goes down. They got to lean on McCaffrey. Everything's going my way. Mike White has a terrible first half. He bumbles his way into the end zone for a touchdown. It's beautiful. It all worked out, you know? And that's what happens when you're the chosen one. I've been trying to tell you guys this, and nobody will believe me. And
You know why?
You know, I mean,
They've chosen you to get fourth place.
chosen to give me a first round bye, sir, and you will respect that.
Yeah, because otherwise you would have gotten
Yeah,
sixth place.
Well, now it's statistically impossible that I'll do worse than fourth, and I like my odds.
Hey, man, you should.
That's right. I mean, hey, I got a decent team, man. It's Devontae Adams.
You do
got
have a
T.
decent
Higgins.
team. Decent.
Yeah.
Decent.
Yeah,
You do.
decent can
You
win
got-
any single week, as you two should know. I beat you.
As long
The
as
other
you
one had
admit that your team is
You want to talk about our
inferior to
matchup,
ours.
Patrick?
Yeah, no, let's forget about that one. Let's talk about you putting up 60 points a couple of times. I never did that. So, anyhow.
Yeah, well, no one's put up 174 like I did against you.
I mean, that's fair. But, you know.
Ugh.
Anyhow,
Deep
I mean,
burn.
I got a few problems. Got a patch. Yeah, so that's why we blew right past it. We're not gratifying that. So we ran right past that. Devontae Adams is out here, and he's for real, folks. If you haven't noticed,
How
yet.
about the Las Vegas Raiders having two monsters for fantasy points on offense? Like, what is that?
That's pretty
Their,
wild. And
their
not
that's
even
offense
gonna
is
be
good.
channeled. It's channeled through two people. Since Waller sucks, it's all Adams and Jacobs. They got nobody else.
Is
What
Waller
happened?
done?
What happened? Wow, we don't talk. Waller's done, and I don't know how it
He's done.
ever happened that he was up. How did it?
Because he was great for
Remember
a
how
year.
good he was? Do you
Yeah.
remember how good that year was? Though he looked.
Waller just reminds me of Jimmy
every
Graham
bit-
now, but without the accolades.
Yeah.
Man, take the words out of my mouth. I was gonna say, like, he looked every bit and more like Jimmy Graham in New Orleans.
Uh-huh.
That one year,
And then just-
there was multiple games. There was multiple games his breakout year where he had like 15 catches. Like he did it like twice.
Yeah,
It's insane.
Yeah.
You know, but he's all they had.
he was uncoverable. That's the thing, though. Like they would put a safety over him and drop a linebacker underneath, and he was just open by 4 yards on every out that he ran.
his hamstrings and his ankles and his entire lower body hasn't been right for like 2 years now. You know,
He needs to
pretty
get
wild.
a guy.
I feel like he has a guy, but the thing is a guy doesn't matter when it comes to like chronic injury. You know, like if you start having like,
do they not make those kind of drugs anymore?
I mean, they absolutely do, but I think like at a certain point, the age of your joints is the age of your joints, and you don't have the same amount of elasticity, and you don't have the same amount of explosiveness, and then eventually guys can guard you. When you lose like a half step, then that crossing route over the middle isn't open anymore. You know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's true.
Because
When
there's
you're
a
at that level,
23-year-old.
you really have to be on top or not at all.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
there's a
wouldn't know anything
23-year-old
about
guy that like is trying to be the best, and
Yeah.
he's gonna come in and it's gonna light you up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling on here, but I've covered actually a good amount of my team. I mean,
Do you want to talk
McCaffrey.
about AJ Dillon yet?
I don't really want to talk about AJ Dillon. Like, how are we going to play AJ
Should
Dillon?
talk
He's
about
been
that.
terrible all year. He has 2 good
Yeah, let's
weeks.
talk about it.
I'm not relying on him, But the
You're not
beautiful
using
thing
him at
is,
all.
the beautiful thing is here, is that my other running backs did fine. We don't like what George Pickens did, but who saw George Pickens scoring 0.7 points against Atlanta? Come on, that guy's been solid. He's been solid 8 points. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I hear you.
So that's what we're shooting for.
Are you gonna drop
considered-
Cortland Sutton this week?
I mean, we'll see, man. For God's sakes, how bad?
Because what are you
They
doing
lost
with
to
him?
his back. They lost to the backup.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how bad their offense is. Baltimore's
bad.
defense
They're
is
not good.
that good.
They're not good.
Yeah,
They're terrible.
Awful.
I mean,
My favorite
Really
stat
bad.
of that team
Russell.
and sorry, any Broncos fans out there, but the favorite stat of the year for the Denver Broncos is if they would have scored just 18 points in each of their games, they would be 10-2.
Oof. The
Wow.
defense has been ruined by Russell.
I mean,
Yeah.
did you see them over there screaming on the sideline at him last week? Like, I mean, I would be too.
Oh.
They're like, we should all be getting bonuses, and you suck. Like, what do you did? We want our win bonus.
They need to call Tim Tebow. That's what they need to do.
I mean, hey, they might be 500 with Tim Tebow, because at least Tim Tebow could like throw the ball for 150 yards and run it a few times.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, he could throw for 150 yards on like 2 completions because that's all he's going to do in a game. But at least he's not checking it down.
It's more than what Russell Wilson's doing, going
Yeah,
3 and
no
out every
shit.
other
It's
drive.
true. What happened to him? Must be just injury. Like, did Seattle just fleece everybody?
They might have fleeced
Did they just
everybody.
keep all that under?
I don't know, because he actually got injured again this year, so maybe he's being affected by a recent injury from this year again.
Mhm.
That's possible. Maybe if he actually gets healthy for a season, he'll be a different guy. I also think like just in general, the play calling is bad.
So off the
Like,
rails. So off the rails right now.
yeah, we're totally off the rails. My food's coming.
God, we're
soon
so off the
anyway,
rails
so
right now.
We're gonna go off the rails anyway. But to
Okay,
finish
all
the
right.
Russell
Let's
Wilson
get
talk,
Get railed until that food's here.
yeah, I mean, we went short last week. We can, it is what it is. You're in a different
We might-
country.
might
You
need
don't
to-
have a job.
I don't. I am unemployed. That being said, I think I might work somewhere. Everyone needs help, and I don't really have anything going on. So like,
Well, bartending is a skill that can be utilized anywhere. That's the advantage of it too. So you could do
it's
that.
true, but like it's so hard to know that I'm going to get paid like a third of what I'd get paid back home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you need like a work visa, or they're like under the table kind of operations? Or?
I would need a work visa, and I believe a company would help me get one.
This guy's gonna all of a sudden stay in New Zealand. You son of a bitch! I see the seeds forming right now. Anyway,
I've looked up
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah, of course you have. No, I mean, hey, I'm happy for you, man. But what I was gonna say
I'll be
is we
back.
should talk about
I'll be
yeah, you gotta come back, man. We
yeah, just to get your shit.
yeah, you gotta come back to get
Yeah, to pick up my fucking trophy.
Yeah, okay, sure. So anyway, to talk about Erica's team and to just blow the Russell Wilson thing completely out of the water, because we just lost all train of thought on that one. So anyway,
Nothing
Sure
like
did.
Patrick's fucking phantom defense getting Travis Kelce's one bad week that's ever
Hey.
existed, seemingly.
you're welcome.
In the history of ever.
Oh man,
I've
he
got
did
some of the
nothing.
greatest tight end weeks, and then I traded one of the best tight ends to you, and he hasn't been great. And then I get to play Travis Kelce when he sucks. I'm telling you, chosen one. Again, I've been trying to say it. So anyway, we'll move on. Trevor Lawrence did fine, you know.
Yeah,
Scores a touchdown. They got torched. Should have done better in that game script, to be honest. I mean, they were
Should've.
down by like 20 points for like a quarter and a half.
Trevor,
You know?
Trevor Lawrence isn't very good.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
He's not. He's not that good.
Got a
And it bums
cannon.
me out. I wanted
very good.
Jacksonville and Trevor Lawrence to be good. I believed it for like it'll take them a year. Gonna
Uh-oh. All right, we're gonna have to recollect Cody's
and I think
thoughts
they're
on
just
this
gonna
one.
Smith Trevor Lawrence by organization.
There's no way I'm
We
editing
lose
all
me?
these out either because they'll
Yeah,
take
that
me
was
forever.
choppy as a mother trucker. You want to run that one back again?
Man, I don't even know what I said.
It's about Trevor Lawrence. You got a short version?
Basically, he's not good, and they were
I
good for a
think
little
they're
bit.
gonna do. I think they're gonna do to him what happened to Alex Smith. I think he's super talented, and he's gonna be wasted based on coaching and organization.
You guys keep talking about Trevor Lawrence,
Or maybe he
and
sucks.
folk. I will be back shortly.
Yeah, I
Gotta
think he's
go.
All
fine.
right, we're gonna.
Get some Asian food. Be right back.
We're only gonna talk shit on Patrick while he's gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, that bye should be mine. He didn't fucking earn that.
Nah, he didn't. And then he played
Patrick's-
his wife to get in. Collusion as
Patrick's
hell.
gonna get the 4 seed. You've been calling it all season. He's gonna make it out. If I win, I get you. And he's gonna get the winner of the other matchup. I don't know. I think Patrick loses his first one in the playoffs.
So who do you got in the first round?
It's a third matchup between the Jakes,
Got it. So
and he's got Lamar Jackson out.
So he's the 7 seed.
6 seed.
6 seed. Sorry, that's what I meant. If you win, I doubt I play you.
That's what. Oh yeah, I said that backwards. If I win, I get Patrick. If I win, I get Patrick, and I'm gonna knock his ass out.
I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, you're the if you win, you're the one that I can't.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. I said it wrong. So I get to knock Patrick out of the fucking playoffs after I beat Strozzi this week. Let's go.
Oh dang!
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I beat Strozzi the first 2 times, and the first time he had one of his 2 stud running backs on a bye, and the second time I got that Josh Jacobs overtime run to beat him. So I don't know that I can pull off. I don't know that I can pull off 3-peat.
I've seen Strozzi put up, like, of all the people that are in the playoffs, he's got a good roster. Don't get me wrong, but like in the last like month, he's had a couple stinkers, and that would just be the thing that, like, I mean, yeah, you want to put up a good week, but if you put up an average, above average week in the playoffs, there's always that chance that someone's got someone going down. I mean, that's why, like, you talk about that buying one to get it, because like it's like, God, I just trying to avoid the landmines of your own stuff now. Because you know Patrick's team would score like fucking 60 this week.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? But he's gonna skip on over. He's gonna slide on into that fucking.
I mean, you need some of that luck, right? Because how many times you see a 1 seed or a 2 seed get knocked out just because somebody gets the hot at the right fucking time? It's like hockey. When you make it to the playoffs, where they got the hot goalkeeper, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Like, Patrick doesn't deserve that fucking spot. He's out of place. He's out of his element.
The fact that he's the 2 seed, like, come on. I'm looking at his last, like, you saw the text message I sent to you too. Like,
isn't it 5 wins in a row to get
be
that 2 seed?
I think so. And if you look at his opponents, only one of them scored like over 110.
Pathetic.
He had a 4-week stretch there. I told you the stat, but I don't think I sent it to the whole group, so I'll share it for the pod. 4-week stretch where his average score against him was like 82. And then you put that against mine for the same 4 weeks, and it was 137 points a week. Like, where's the justice?
Yeah. Well, the justice is him being in the fucking bye period. Apparently, it's terrible.
Yeah, no kid.
Yeah, and I mean, the only thing that's going to do is guarantee that the very first person that he runs into in the playoffs is going to absolutely buzzsaw him because there's not going to be any more weaklings left. You know what I mean?
It's true.
There's not going to be any more stinkers. And then he's going to throw up that 90 piece and just get fucking rocked by 30.
We're to the point now where
it's gonna look
you better put up 120 just to be in contention. Probably gonna need 130, 135 if you want to win consistently.
Yep. It's true.
And Patrick,
when's the last time
it?
Patrick scored 120? When's the last time that happened?
Every week ever? What are you talking about?
That's not accurate.
In my heart and in my head, it is accurate.
Yeah, we know.
That's all
we
that
know
matters.
it's there, but like we're talking in actuality.
Balance sheet, what you got?
It doesn't look good for you. You're putting up a decent amount of points, but you're not playing anybody that's putting up anything. Like
Again, I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say it. I don't want to say it again. That's well. Hey, I mean,
we actually would hope you would stop saying it.
Yeah, it's a little redundant. There's probably other ways you could think of to say it.
Nah, just keep saying it. Anyway, it's on point. It's on brand for me. Anyway, the thing is, did we cover Eric's team?
Not at all.
That's okay. So, I'm going to win the trophy. It's a done deal.
We spent that entire time talking shit on you. So,
I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't have to get food. I expected it. It's that's what we do. But anyhow,
we're going to be surprised.
He said in the video, he's like, those motherfuckers.
I just like halfway through you guys shit talking to me, I just cut a bit of me. Just good. These motherfuckers really did it. No, that'd be
like a 5-minute rebuttal too that he just slides
no.
in the video.
That'd be great.
That'd be fantastic.
It'd be even better if you didn't even stop the video, just cut the audio, and then you voiced over with your own voice into each of us speaking, and just put over.
Patrick is great. He's totally gonna win the championship.
Oh man,
out of
he's
guys.
my best friend.
Hey, it's hurtful. Anyway, so what is it? Jonathan Taylor. I mean, Dallas absolutely manhandled the Colts. That was a beating. They've done that to a couple teams this year. They did that to the Vikings too. Even worse, to be honest.
33 points in the fourth quarter. 30.
Well, yeah, the Colts were hanging around. It was a close game. It was a tough game.
And then it was a 2-point game into the fourth quarter.
That's crazy.
Just about.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the. I missed my connecting flight when I first landed here, and the flight that I ended up picking up after that, it took off right as that game started, and the one thing that I couldn't do on the big flight coming over was stream videos. Fuck, I can't see like that, but I can at least keep up on scores. But then I get on this Air New Zealand flight, and they don't even have Wi-Fi on this plane. They're like, "Nah, you're fine. You're gonna be all right. Don't worry about it." So I landed and just instant into my game, and I see 19-21 start of the fourth quarter. I'm like, "Holy shit, what is this?" And by the time I think got into my room, it, 20 points got put on the board. I'm like,
that's nuts.
Okay,
nice.
Yeah,
it flipped quick, and when it did, it busted wide open.
Yeah, I mean,
is JT going to be worth a shit for our playoffs?
I don't know who he's playing. We can look that up here real quick. He's got Minnesota and the Chargers. So he's on a bye this week, though. He's on a bye, though.
And Erica has to play.
Yeah, which is kind of brutal for her.
Ooh.
She's playing.
There's 6 teams on a bye this week. 6 teams. So we need to make sure we vote to push back our postseason.
Yeah, we need to take care of that. We can't
do
that.
Weeks 15, 16, and 17.
You're going to be dealing with championship week.
Well,
being a non-starter
week. But then the championship week, you got people resting.
That's not true. The last week of the season is week 18.
Yeah, I know, but they started. It's 17 and 18. They take the good teams take the last 2 weeks off. I mean,
but we're almost we're in the minority of teams.
Are you gonna punish people for not? Are you gonna punish people for not getting a bye? Or are you gonna punish people for being in the championship?
I'm gonna push the postseason to where there's not the randomness of 6 teams on a bye week. I think it's way better the other way.
Well,
I
I
think
think
sounds
we are
like
trying
we
to
have
punish the people at the top.
ourselves.
We're one of the
And
only leagues like
As a
even the fantasy
perennial
footballers don't even
championship
talk about.
contender,
They don't even.
I don't need that in
Oh
my
God,
business.
spare me. That just means that
The
you're
Cody
not open a
Stein
reason.
Championship
It
Series.
just means you're not open a reason.
The,
That's all that means. That's not a bragging point, sir. That's a character flaw.
Some would say both.
Perspective.
Oh, Jesus.
Getting heated in here.
So anyway, maybe there's a vote, maybe there's not. So Jonathan Taylor on a bye, rough
There'll
for
be a
Erica.
vote.
You know,
There'll be a vote.
anyhow, Jamal Williams gets into the end zone for Erica. You'd think he'd do more in a 40-14 trouncing. You really would.
You would.
Didn't do as much as you would think, but got in the end zone like he's been doing all year.
Because it all went to Amon Ra.
Yeah, the Sun God is a powerful one indeed. All right, well, Neil thinks so too. And then you got AJ Brown going nuclear. That's where I thought I was going to lose when AJ Brown was absolutely taking the Titans to tool shed. He was big boy.
I want to talk about that a little bit. He got the GM fired.
Good.
The GM that traded him got fired after that game.
I bet. What do you think that felt like as a player?
Oh, I bet that. I mean, you have to call and ask AJ Brown because I don't know if that's ever happened.
Yeah,
probably. Right. I mean, it probably felt great. It was probably validation. I mean, he's clearly showed that it wasn't him. He was.
It wasn't him.
You know what I mean? So, or I mean, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't the team that made him good. He was the one that was making the team. You know what I mean? Because he's good anywhere. That's what I'm trying to say. You got what I meant, but I'm trying to clarify.
Well,
anyway.
shit. I mean, and the Titans are a good team. It just feels
they were contending.
Like they would, yeah. And you let a piece that's that good go.
Well, it seemed like they just thought they were going to turn around and just replace him with Traylon Burks. They're like, all right, cool, ship one out. We've got another one. That's not how
it's that easy
with talented players. You get one, you hold on to them.
If you're
the Steelers, but
if you're if you're Pittsburgh drafting receivers, then it doesn't matter. But that's the only one it seems like.
Yeah, because they have George Pickens now. George Pickens is going to be great. He's going to be one of the best wide receivers in the league in the next 3-4 years if he stays healthy. That guy is so unbelievably talented, his catch radius. But he's just young. He's playing with a young quarterback too. So even in games where they should, beat the brakes off the other team, they're young. So they're liable to throw up a 0 just as much as they are throw up 30. I mean, I know Christian Watson is playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback, but he easily could put up a 0 any week too. You know what I mean? The way he drops passes, if one of these weeks he just got clamped down on, he doesn't have the experience and the moxie of a guy say Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is going to get hits.
Yeah.
He's going to figure out a way to get open. Christian Watson doesn't
Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs' floor is 10.
Yeah, because his route running is unbelievable. It's like Jerry Rice level. The way that guy gets open.
Well, he's a veteran now too, so he's got that added grit. Watson, if he drops a couple, you see the quarterback kind of start to lose confidence in him, starts to lose confidence in himself.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He just as easily could have not caught a pass against Dallas. They just found something in the second half and exploited it on a few big plays. You know what I mean? And that's been the case against a couple of teams as well. He's had 3-4 catches. Maybe he gets – I think this last week he had 2 catches, but he scored 2 touchdowns, 2 monster plays, And it's just that's what rookies can do, but they also can blank you, but we all know that. So
that's true. High risk, high reward, at least on the fantasy level.
Absolutely. But Al Mazard had a better game for her this week. It looked like the Packers were going to lose to Chicago for a while, and then they figured something out in the second half. A.J. Dillon started running the ball well. They started to be able to throw it a little bit. defense kind of clamped down. Justin Fields turned the ball over twice and like pretty critical. He turned the ball over once in a pretty critical moment. Like they were driving to kick a field goal to potentially take the lead. And Jair Alexander just made a great play. Like Fields made a bad throw, but Alexander read that play very well, made the pick. They turned that game around.
I was thinking the turnovers in that matchup was going to be kind of the thing that might finally slow him down fantasy-wise and, like, give me that jersey over Brant. And I was looking at the stat line, and I was thinking, like, oh, yeah, here we go. But then I look into it, and he's still got, like, 79 yards rushing again. And it's
that
just unstoppable on the ground.
And he's big enough. I mean, he got to separate his shoulders, so maybe we're speaking too soon on that. But he's not as small as Kyler Murray. He's not as big as Jalen Hurts, but he's a nice in between.
I'm the same size as Kyler Murray.
Yeah, but Kyler Murray's just too small to be a running quarterback. That was my mistake I made this year. You know, but and them just being terrible.
One of the mistakes.
I've made several, and you know what? I think some of these lessons are going to stick home finally.
Hey man, you can't win them all, right? But it's you're playing the odds at that point, right?
I get it, but looking at my team right now, I could have had Kyler Murray, Ramondre Stevenson, Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Devontae Adams, and T. Higgins. That would have been great.
Yeah, every team's got like I mean, at least ones that were actively moving players around have all got like an ideal dream. If I made no mistakes roster, you know what I mean? I've thought about mine. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think about it every week as I cry. But anyway, as I cry over the fact that
I mean, mine pretty much boils down to not drafting Javonte Williams, but that's about it.
Mine is not giving away Kyle Pitts or DeAndre Hopkins for Kyle Pitts. I still have Hopkins. That was just a 1-for-1 across the board. Clearly a fail.
Oof.
Rough.
Yeah.
Just the way your mother likes it, Trebek.
Man, but
in the words of Patrick, at least I traded him to somebody that's not in the playoffs.
That's right. Nice work. See, that is important. But anyway, Travis Kelce,
and we're back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back on the. We've been going along for like a half hour or whatever, you know, and we're on the first matchup. So.
Barely finishing one matchup.
Classic Dundee. So anyway, you know, Erica had a good week from her defense. Not much to speak of on the bench. She loses for the second time to me. Congratulations, me. All right, next matchup. What do we got?
You pick.
You want to do Brent and Bailey?
Get that. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Not that there's like much to do. Like Bailey returned to form.
I mean,
yeah, Bailey scoring points the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, she put a good showing up. Freaking 31 defensive points, 3 defensive touchdowns, carrying Brant. I'm looking at the scores thinking I got a chance all day. And then I look down and see a 23, and I'm like, oh, his projection's going to drop. I'll be fine. He's not going to stay at 23 points. No, he's going to get 8 more.
And then that Donovan Peoples-Jones punt return happened, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, which was a beautiful punt return. That was a
great
and then
play. You had Justin Jefferson scored late, and then you had Saquon Barkley got in kind of late, and then you had DeAndre Swift scoring late, all within like 5 minutes of each other, and his projection jumped to like 150. And I was like, oh my God.
I mean, just the Cleveland defense is what really did it. I mean, like, let's be clear. If he has like a normal week out of his defense, he's not even close. Like, he would have been down at like 113, you know?
Yeah.
You expected Cleveland to beat up on him.
And then I would have a fucking jersey. Well, yeah, and that was the Deshaun Watson like welcome back game. They did it in Houston, which is hilarious.
It was great.
He had a very average day, but 3 defensive and special teams touchdowns. Get fucked.
Yeah,
Houston's so bad.
The Browns were like I don't know the exact number, but like the defense like 28 before this week. Like they've been bad. And then they put up, I think,
I don't know how to do it, but like, what is the defense that plays Houston? Like, as far as like, if we're gonna put them up against like the other 32 teams, like they'd probably be 1, right? Like number 1.
No. Houston had some weeks where they put up some points, man. Like they put up some respect.
Yeah, I think overall though, like there's been like a couple 20 and 30s against Houston.
Probably at least a couple, yeah.
And that alone would probably make whatever that defense is collectively the number one defense overall in fantasy.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that just be what the ranked defenses are? Doesn't that already take in those numbers? Like when they rank the fantasy defense on there, because it's got the Lions at 32, Texans at 28.
No, it's what he's saying. What he's saying is like how many points the defense scored.
I suppose
against,
you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think what Jake is saying is accurate though. When it's talking about the ranking, whoever played the Lions is going to be number one because that's what it says. Like,
oh, I got
there.
you.
I mean, it might not just go off points. There might be other things involved in it too, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah,
I think it does. I think it just goes off points. I think it just goes off points.
It might. And
Could be.
I think
the Texans are tied for 28th. The Bears and the Lions. That division's got the two worst defenses fantasy wise.
Yeah.
And Rodgers still can't make the playoffs.
What? Hey, Rod, they still actually got a chance, man. Which is crazy.
But like a tiny
no,
little.
They don't.
If they
don't.
lose,
like a
if they lose,
chance in hell.
No, they absolutely have a chance. There's 5 weeks left. Okay, and they're 2 games out of like the last wild card.
How many wins
Rodgers coming back? Or did he decide to sit out?
Rodgers played this week. And they won. He's probably gonna keep playing.
He's like we're playing the Bears. I gotta go beat the Bears.
But you got to be perfect though, right? Because like if you lose a game or two, he's gonna nurse his injury.
Are the Vikings? Are the Vikings?
They have
beatable?
to be perfect, and they need some help.
The Vikings are beatable. The Lions
not
are
by
beatable.
the Packers.
Absolutely, they are.
Yeah.
Come on now. Anyway, let's blow past this.
Yeah, you guys are gonna lose to the Lions.
We might. I mean, we already did, but we'll see. That was pre-Christian Watson. Okay, come on now. So anyway, Christian Watson's coming out.
What week does Christian Watson get that Detroit defense?
I'm not quite sure.
What week do I get Christian Watson play them? Please tell me it's week 16 in the championship.
Is
it too late?
Is it week 16? Nah, it's week 18. Well, they're going to beat the Rams because the Rams are going to start Baker Mayfield. The only one that they actually maybe can't win is Miami, and they could beat Miami.
Off the rails.
Anyway. Yeah, well, of course it's off the rails. I mean, that's what we do here. So anyway,
so Bailey beats Brent beats Bailey.
Yep, that's a tongue twister. Triple B's.
Brent beating Bailey.
Brent beating Bailey bad.
Brent would have put up even more if he'd have benched Justin Fields. I think it's the Joe Burrow show for the rest of the postseason. We'll see though.
I'm not putting Justin Fields on the bench. Are you kidding me?
I am.
Joe Burrow is like Patty Mahomes' kryptonite, man. He's got his number, dude. Like, he beats that guy every time they play each other. It's wild.
Oh, Fields is also on a bye this week, so Brant's gonna have to put on Burrow for at least 1 week.
Leave it.
Who does Cincinnati have?
Cincinnati has Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
Didn't he throw for like 500 yards the last time that they fucking played?
He only scored 13 points.
13 points the last time.
Oh, really? Oh, was that the Joe Mixon show?
Don't know.
It very well might have been, actually. Not sure.
He put up 30 points this week, so he had himself a hell of a week. And with Chase back too and looking pretty true to form, they're just going to be slinging it. They got weapons everywhere. Mixon's probably going to be back this week too. P. Ryan's
they lost Hayden Hurst, but they don't. Hayden Hurst was a solid tight end for him. Yeah. They'll miss him a little bit, but
a little bit.
I got to find a tight end anyway. So Saquon, solid day. I mean, 16 points. How about that game? The tie in overtime between those two awful teams that are in the playoff position. And yet somehow you both think that the Packers.
Yeah, New York punting that ball late.
As bad as those teams are,
they're not going to make it. Both of those teams
Packers
are going to be better. Yeah.
Well, they've both beaten the Packers, so technically you'd be right.
That's why he said it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Thank you for conceding, though.
Well, I can't not concede the fact that they lost those
I mean,
games.
you could not. I've heard you refute evidence before.
I mean, I'm good at spinning a
I've heard you
story,
do
but
it.
I'm not that good. I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't spin. I can't spin the
No,
literal
come on, spin
losses.
doctor. What you got?
Well, you see, they were playing overseas against the Giants. They got a little tired at the end of the game. Normally, they would win that game, so we can throw that one out. The Washington game, they legitimately sucked that day. Now, anyway, Rashad White ends Cody's hopes at Jersey brutally, as we mentioned.
How much time was on the clock when he got that ball? Was it like 2 minutes? Because it was down to the wire. It was fourth quarter, I know.
The one that decided it, like
Yeah.
when he finally passed, it was very late. It was like in the last 5 minutes.
And
then
man, because he
As soon
needed
as-
he needed 0.9.
Yeah. I think it was like two. I think there's 2:20 on the clock. There's like 2:20 on the clock.
he's too much of the running back. Like he's too much like the running back that Tom Brady loves. Like that's the type of guy that Tom Brady loves to
Yeah, but
have in the backfield. You know,
They used so much Leonard Fournette the first half that I thought they were just going to pivot right back to him.
Lenny hasn't been good.
I mean, it was
He's-
almost a 50-50
Yeah.
timeshare. So, like,
He looks.
it-
It was a 50 timeshare, and it seems like it's out of respect for Lenny because he looks sluggish out there.
he got
Looks old and
shoelace
busted.
tackled
You know what I mean?
like four
Rashad
times
White
on the
looks like
edge.
the guy to have.
Yeah, you're right. Lenny looks so kind of frumpy catching balls on the edge that even Tom Brady was like pumping his fist, like, dude, what are you doing? How'd you not make it in the
Yeah.
end zone there? Come on.
That one where he had the leverage.
Yeah.
And like it's Leonard Fournette who during the Super Bowl, you remember the plays he made on the sideline during the
Mhm.
playoffs of that year? Like crazy. He jumped over a guy, he spun off a guy, jumped over another one.
That
Yeah,
is
got
not who he is anymore.
Shoelace
Not this
tackled like
year.
4 times.
Yeah, which is
No.
wild. He's just I mean, he was complaining that he was getting too many carries early in the year because of this very fact. He's like, I know I will not hold up. That's why that's
Yeah,
like the
and-
game that Rashad White got introduced,
That's
So-
what's happened because you just watch those two. The difference, like when one of them catches the ball to the other, you're like, ugh. Like you hope Seven's got some room to turn around, catch his breath, and get moving again because it takes a second.
Yeah, there's a lot of new young backs that are going to come into the league, and there's going to be a couple of them that I mean they always do, but there's definitely potential among Brian Robinson, Rashad White, Pacheco. Brees Hall got hurt, but before that he was the best one of them. There's a lot of talent at running back. Like some of these guys, the shiftiness they have, like the way they're coming out of college now and already can catch passes as well as they do. Like Rashad White is an elite level pass catching back,
Mm.
and he's a rookie, which is kind of wild. But anyway, we're getting off topic again, kind of. So
A little bit.
Brandt put up a lot of points. He got the touchdown out of Swift, helps him. Doesn't get much out of Hawk, but nobody really cost him. And then he gets the monster week from his defense. That's what did it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and you know what? For a while there, before the monster week out of his defense, I thought he might miss the playoffs. I thought he might
That's
win
true.
the points and miss the playoffs because Bailey was going nuts with Jalen Hurts.
This week could have gone to 2 very different extremes for Brant. Like you said, he could have either won the point title, which he did, or he could have lost because Bailey put up a good showing, and he could have got knocked out and had Dave or Todd or Allen slip into that 6th spot.
It would have
Honestly,
been. It would have been.
It would have been Dave, right?
Allen.
Dave's the 7th seed.
yeah.
So,
Well, no. Dave wouldn't have gotten in because it was between Brant. It was between
Dave,
Brant,
is he right
Allen,
now?
and Todd.
Cody, you're on
Todd
delay
now.
again.
yeah, Dave was a game back.
Yeah.
Smokes.
Yeah. Well,
But,
Dave's sitting at the 7th seed right now, which means he would have been the next one in if he would have dropped out.
Oh,
Ooh, what a turn of events that would have been.
yeah. No,
That'd been wild.
But yeah, I mean, anyhow, if Dave somehow gets in, that would have been wild. But anyway, they've put up a good team this year. He really got screwed over by the cup injury, and not picking for to have depth on his team.
Should we
You
jump
know.
into his matchup? I think we pretty well covered that one, and his actually
might as
turned out
well.
to be kind of juicy.
We seem a little long-winded today, so we should keep it moving.
If he would have stuck in the playoffs with Brant losing, it would have been because Strozzi only put up 78 points. Who saw that coming?
That'd been wild. I mean, Lamar gets hurt, right? So that's a big part of it.
First quarter, too.
Philly just beat the brakes off Tennessee, so game script was completely against him. There's no way they could justify running. And then Cleveland decides to go forward with the Deshaun Watson experiment. Doesn't work. They don't shift pace because they don't really need to, because their defense is literally just having their way with Kyle Allen, who also got benched again. Did you see that? They're going back to Davis Mills this week. Yeah.
Did Davis Mills get benched or did he get hurt?
No, they put him on the bench. They're like, let's see what Kyle Allen's got. 2 weeks later, they're like, all right, let's see what Davis Mills got.
I didn't know that. I assumed Mills got hurt because Kyle Allen's bad.
Horrendous. Very bad.
Wasn't his first game against the Raiders, and he made that defense look like world beaters. I mean, I haven't seen 6 consecutive 3-and-outs in the NFL in a long time.
He's real bad. And you know what? I remember being a little bit better when he was with Washington or with Carolina for a little while.
It was Carolina, and he came in for an injured Cam Newton and played pretty well to the point where they were thinking, hey, maybe we start moving off of Cam. But whatever he had then, whatever non-fear that he was able to put it downfield, that was over because he did not throw the ball 5 yards down the field. That one game that I watched him against the Raiders, and the Raiders knew it. It's like they were aware of something going on because they played up and they didn't push the ball down, and it was bad. If I was a Houston fan, I would have considered removing the sport of football out of my lexicon of entertainment. It was ugly.
Damn, that's bad.
Well, they want to talk about basketball this year because their college basketball.
It was terrible.
#1, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, they were awful. I mean, and so yeah, I guess it makes a lot of sense to go back. What's crazy is the defense and special teams for Cleveland scored 21 points, and the team only scored 27. That means the offense scored 6 points against Houston.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson looked rusty.
Which is horrible.
Deshaun Watson looked rusty.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really expected him to. Nobody reasonable expected him to come in this first week and just light it up. But it still kind of left a sour taste in the mouth watching it.
Guys don't do that.
Well, yeah, I mean, they bet the whole house on Deshaun Watson.
He better be good too, because people are ready to tear him apart.
Yeah, you're right. I just don't. That amount of pressure, that can't work out, right? It's going to fail because you got 2 things working against you.
I'm not the kind of person to say somebody else can't do something, but it's going to be tough.
Oh, no, it's gonna. I mean, it's one thing to have all that social pressure. It's another thing to do it in Cleveland.
Here's what's going to happen.
That team is snake bitten.
Especially if you're already getting paid. Has he been paid? What's his contract look like? Because if so, we're going to learn about his character.
Something like $200 million, right?
Oh yeah, so we'll know if it's just about money for him. Then he'll fold and he'll crumble like the weak little shit that he would prove himself to be, or he'll rise. And here's shit.
What's going to happen is he's going to go through a tough starting period, and then because he is a good athlete and he was a good quarterback, if he still has that, it's been 2 years.
Well, he's clutch too.
Yeah.
He's historically been the guy that performs when he needs to,
The NFL careers are so short, and I just don't see how taking 2 years out of this dude's prime, people are just oh yeah, but he's going to be the guy still. He's not going to be better because he took 2 years off.
But we also don't know what he's been doing during those 2 years, Like it's.
I mean, we
you're
have
not
an
in the
idea.
mix. Yeah, we know
I
some of
mean,
it.
I guess
Hey,
there are some court records.
hey,
That would tell
Besides
us
the
that.
happy
hey.
endings.
But well, hey, you know what? If the man's gonna do it, we gotta mock
Got
him
him.
for it because
Cut down a
anyway,
millionaire today, boys. We did it.
Nailed it.
nice, we got him. You know what I mean? But anyway,
Millionaire rapist 0, Dundee podcast 1.
he only has $200 million more guaranteed. But anyway, so the thing is that he
What's the thing?
what I'm trying to say, I was trying to regain my line of thought.
God, what
But,
are you trying to say?
I'm trying to tell you what I'm trying to say. If you let me try
Shit,
to
what are you
say,
trying to tell us, man?
I'm trying to get to the point where I try to tell you what I'm trying to say.
I'm trying to get to the point where I have the point that I want to get to. Now, anyway,
You know what they
so
say.
what I'm saying is, to be concise, is that Deshaun Watson is going to go through a rough period to start with. Okay, he's going to find some success, most likely, and then I think he's going to fuck it all up again. Because I think that's the type of guy he is.
Statement.
You know what I mean? Like I think he's going to be good, and they're going to be like 5-0 one of these years. They're going to come out. So they got a lot of young talent on the team. You know what I mean? And then he's going to try to go fucking grope some masseuse again. Like,
honestly, I really like their roster. I think they got a really good defensive roster for like the actual production they've got. They got a good offensive coach. They've got Amari Cooper, who is good, and Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt's probably not going to be there anymore. But like they have a good roster. There's a reason I picked them for our Madden franchise that we did. Like they should be good.
They should. They always.
Yeah.
But how many years has it been like that?
It's Cleveland.
Yeah, we used to know
But it's
about
Cleveland.
Cleveland a few times. Yeah,
That's
like
it.
5
That's
years
the whole
straight.
thing. It's Cleveland.
You know?
It's Cleveland.
They should have been good when Baker Mayfield was still like actually an okay quarterback, and they had OBJ, and Jarvis Landry, and Nick Chubb, and a great defense.
Now I'm thinking, what if they were that good with a bad quarterback? Because of what we've seen out of Baker Mayfield. Maybe he has like regressed like uncontrollably, but like maybe, just maybe, what if they actually had a good team, but they had Baker Mayfield?
That man caught the Sam Darnold disease. That's what happened.
what
That's too bad.
Start seeing ghosts.
Talent.
Start seeing ghosts. That's what we call it, the Sam Darnold disease, man. It's SDD. It's transmittable by crushing blows from defensive ends over and over again. But
I can only imagine the sort of like reoccurring nightmares that man has to have.
Well, I mean, I would too, dude. If you're getting like, imagine just getting crushed by like Nick Bosa 30 times and then having that man flex all over you like they did that one time. That was gnarly, you know. But what was I saying? That was still a fun game to see him do the flag thing. That was classic Bosa. Classic Bosa. Anyway, yeah, Strozzi sucked this week. Godwin, Metcalf, they were fine. P.
Ryan was his second highest score. So like if he didn't have that, Joe Mixon going out and him snaking him from me last week, he's got 2 solid weeks from him in a row.
What's with
this?
Hey, stop. Mila, stop.
Strozzi better figure it out. He's gonna get bounced.
Stop.
He's had a
He's
bad
gonna
couple
get
weeks.
fucking-
Stop. Leave
First
it.
time he's
He's gonna
lost
get
2 in a
fucking-
row all season.
He's gonna get triple bunked by the Wilson Express right out of the playoffs.
Oh man, I hope so, but I don't know.
God,
I just feel like.
Can you imagine
We'll talk
owning
about the
that man?
matchups later, but I just feel like Derrick Henry is going to go off this week. We'll see.
Who they got?
talk about that
Who is he
later.
playing?
Oh, okay, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get.
Nah,
we'll
we're
get
gonna talk about it now.
We'll get there.
We're gonna talk about it?
Nah.
We
let's keep going.
should hurry and get there because that
Yeah,
is where the
We
juice is
should.
at.
We should.
You know what I mean?
let's
Like
keep
that's
going.
what like things have been decided. Like the juice.
That's true. We're here for the playoff talk.
Yeah, well, let's get
That's
there.
true.
Loser bracket and winner bracket, but playoff talk.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's
I
scoot
mean,
through this.
way more on the winner bracket.
Well, obviously.
Let's scoot
You know.
through this a little quicker here.
Read the
I
room.
mean, Tom Brady does it again. I mean, for God's sakes, wins the
They
game
were
in 4
garbage
minutes.
for 40, like
It
56
was exactly
minutes.
like the Rams game. It was exactly like the Rams game.
I don't know how they keep doing it. They're going to be into the
He's-
playoffs with like a halfway
Yeah.
You're in a
decent
shit
record.
division.
Yep.
Again, it's
And
like
you
the
know
MO
what?
of Tom
And
Brady's
he's probably
career.
going to do that to somebody.
Probably. They'll probably make it into the divisional round.
You can't let Tom Brady sneak in the back door. He's too good. He's too consistent, and he does too good of a job making other people around him better.
Their team,
Maybe not since the divorce, but
A
historically.
little, I mean, since the divorce.
I mean, he's been better. They've been winning. But
Yeah, he's been better since that one went away. His only loss since was overtime in Cleveland.
Since he finalized it, sure, but in the middle of all that drama was trash.
Yeah,
that's true.
But the thing that I'm seeing when I'm watching them play is that offensive line has improved. They're not as bad as they were earlier in the year. Are they great? No. But he doesn't need them to be great. They need to be okay enough to give him a little bit of time.
Well,
that's all they
Godwin,
need. You know,
Godwin's been getting a little better every week, and
yep.
As far as his recovery from was it ACL, MCL, whatever it was last year, he looks pretty close to 100%.
So if they go on a run here, odds that Gronk comes back for the playoff
0.
run.
I think 0. I think he's
probably
done.
0.
You asked that with such a straight face. I thought you were serious.
Yeah. I mean, there's a 5% of you that's like, he might do it.
Yeah.
You know, Vegas is taking those bets.
Absolutely there. But depending on the
I got a premonition. I've got a premonition. I feel like the Commanders and the Buccaneers are going to be in the first round of the playoffs against each other. And if those two teams meet up in the playoffs, who wins that game?
I hope Taylor Heineke.
That would be great, but it's 100% Tom Brady.
Oh, absolutely. But it's going to be fun to watch, and it's probably going to be decided by one score. But
yeah. Taylor Heineke is not beating Tom Brady in the playoffs, dude.
Yeah,
it's just not happening.
Oh, Cody, you're chopping.
Maybe. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not saying much.
I think you're back now. All right, are we jumping into the next one?
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, Dave, we skipped over your team, but that's because you're not in the playoffs, bud.
We'll talk about it when we get to the loser bracket.
Yeah. Anyway, let's keep it moving. What do we got here? Cody and Todd. Let's do that one.
Okay.
All right.
I got a little revenge. I
mean, you got a lot of revenge. You beat him by like 70-some points. I mean, but the good thing is Todd only has himself to blame. You know?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd's team. Todd had some drama revolving around his playoff hopes and dreams. Not drama, but like tension, I guess would be a better word. And that gets kind of put out. That fire gets put out when you only put up 66 points. You know what I mean? Because you got to put up.
Oh yeah.
We don't have an argument.
Well, he got snuffed the last 2 weeks.
He could have won last week, and he still would have missed playoffs because of this week.
Yeah, I'm saying like he put up 70 and 60 like in back-to-back weeks, like going in.
Well,
like now Todd is looking down the barrel of what could possibly be our first ever double sacco.
Double sacco.
He's putting that on him already, huh?
That'd be right.
I'm just saying, you gotta think about it.
I mean, he is in the top matchup of the ladder, so he would have to lose 3 straight. But you're right, with Kenneth Walker kind of injured like day to day now. That ETN getting banged up last week, Pierce not being as good.
5 straight losses to get that sacco to end the season.
I tried to give that man Joe Mixon or Josh Jacobs for Kenneth Walker, and I am so thankful he wouldn't do it.
I'm pretty sure I offered him Josh Jacobs for 2 of those, 2 of them. I think I offered him Jacobs. I offered him Jacobs for Ken Walker and like ETN or something before I traded him to you. You know what I mean? But that's when they were going off. You know what I mean? So it's like values change, like the stock market and fantasy. Right now, the value of some of his backs are pretty low.
Basically. Remember how high we were on them like 3 weeks ago?
Well, they were probably the best trio for like a 3-week span there.
They're great players, talented, right? But when's Houston ever going to be ahead? They've been so bad. And he's had 1 million carries. So you think he's going to get stronger? No, he's going to break down more.
He's got one more year. He's got one more year.
Damian Pierce of being good.
Yeah, he's got one more year.
Depends on
You
if
heard
they
it here
get
first.
anything going
Drafted
on.
Damian Pierce in the first round next year. Somebody stop me.
I won't do it.
I won't stop you. I'll take the guy that's.
Oh no,
No, no,
Cody,
no.
please don't.
Someone's
Yeah,
no,
no, don't
someone
take a
stop me.
fourth round running back.
Oh no.
Do it.
Hey.
Swear to God.
Fucking do it. Anyway, dude.
Yeah, your team went off this week. What do you got to say about yourself?
Yeah, let it rip, guy.
Kind of happenstance, really. I mean, we were fighting for a jersey, but I've been prepping this team for weeks 15 and 16 for a couple weeks now. So the points I got here just kind of felt cheap, kind of felt easy because we were just kind of throwing things together. So too bad I didn't get the jersey, but I mean, this is what it looks like when I'm not trying. So be ready, y'all.
Oh, God.
Look at this guy. I can't wait for you to get the 0 from Christian Watson. That's going to end my Packers playoff hopes, but it's going to end you too. It'll be beautiful. It'll be
Packer playoff
bittersweet.
hopes got ended last week.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, so keeping it on topic, to a rough game. That San Fran defense is looking.
They're
it's
good.
them and Dallas. Those are the best defenses right now.
They're good.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm glad that Tua doesn't have to play them again because no, thank you.
Pollard and your flex, man.
No,
what a killer asset that man's been for your team.
Crazy.
I appreciate you pointing out how good I am at drafting. Thank you.
He 8th round pick, and he's the RV7 as the backup running back for his own team. Like, forget draft pick like for fantasy wise. That's impressive on its own.
Well, let's not call him a straight up backup because for several weeks there he was like all.
I'm just saying, if you look at the depth chart, he's listed as number 2. He's not even listed as a number 1 on his own team.
We all know that it's a 1A, 1B situation there.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's still wild to look at. It's like you're the RB7. What is Zeke? Anybody know?
Not close.
He's top 20.
He missed a bunch of weeks. He's probably past 30, somewhere in the. I was 23.
I bet he's like 17.
He's 23.
Okay.
Pollard.
Yeah.
What's Pollard?
7.
Top 10.
7.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
Is Tyreek Hill still he dropped out of the wide receiver 1.
Yeah, because guess who is now? Mr. Adams.
No.
That's right.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he is. He's number 1.
So Jacobs and Adams are 1-1.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Pretty wild, huh? It's kind of like
the
true
Raiders
to life.
Still suck.
I know, right? It's because their defense is abominable.
That's what happens when you hire racists.
Their defense is
terrible. Yeah, it doesn't help. Certainly doesn't help.
What else is there to say? I feel bad for Todd's team because it's just talent everywhere. People that can put up, but they didn't.
They just haven't.
And
he's just been unlucky, to be honest. Like Todd has drafted well. He's just been unlucky. And that's just been the story of his last couple of years.
But you also notice him and Trish, they don't do a lot of moving and shaking.
That's the thing that they really get at.
Yeah,
it's true.
You don't see a lot of movement, and once you find a trade that is beneficial for both teams, everyone who isn't involved in that trade gets a little worse by comparison. And so if you stay stagnant, the average starts to fall, and
I think you end up being the 8 seed when you need to be the 6 seed. It's a game of margins.
People fear falling into a position like Allen did by trading away. The Amon-Ra trade ruined Allen's season. There were other things that ruined it too, but that completely ruined his team.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, he didn't draft to where he had a whole lot of extra capital.
Right. Yeah,
so the little bit of extra capital he ended up flushing away, and he was just strapped.
Imagine his team though with Devontae and Amon-Ra. They'd be a lot better.
Yeah, we're not talking about him out of the playoffs probably.
But you gotta take those risks though, right? Because if you're playing for 6th place, sure, just ride with what you
That's
drafted.
true.
But if you want to finish towards the top, you got to move. You got to be active.
I
Yeah,
tried
because
to
I mean,
tell the same.
there are still goods that are out there. Like, you know, I mean, there's still some waiver wire stuff like you can do, and like you got to start taking some chances on someone like your big players just to like get more. You know what I mean? Like it's not great that I drafted Dak Prescott and traded him away for Brian Robinson, but like if he's not going to play in my roster anywhere, like taking a chance. Brian Robinson hasn't worked out into like a starter, but like you know, like those are things that you got to do.
Honestly,
You make
if you're not afraid of the trade you're making at least a little bit, then you're probably pulling the wool over your like other person's eyes a little bit, and then you're not
those
really
ones
being
feel good.
ethical
Those
or
ones
fair
feel
anyway.
good.
You should be a little nervous because you should be trying to make both teams better,
There's-
right? I mean,
right? Yeah,
I'm not gonna tell everybody how to trade because like everybody can have different strategies, but
right. There's not a lot in our league that gets moved. That's like, oh, what the fuck? And like, I mean, people feel that way all the time, but it's never truly like that. The one that I can imagine is the Amon-Ra trade. I'm like, God damn it.
Well, and those ones get discussed though. That trade, everybody called that one out in the beginning. Like, what the fuck was that?
I see. And to be honest, you guys think I was just being nice to Allen, but like maybe I just was not aware. I didn't see anything Amon-Ra did towards the end of last season. I saw the numbers, but I didn't see it, you know, like with my eyes. So he offered that. And I said to him across the bar, I said, I don't know, man. Let's wait a little bit. Which again, seems like I'm just playing him. But I was just really thinking about it.
Hey.
And then like an hour later, I was like, "Yeah, that sounds great, man. Let's do it." And everybody was like, "Dude, you really got one there." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Didn't know.
Call you
You
Jake
really
the
did.
Goods Wilson over here, coming in making sales.
I just got lucky.
Yeah, that was after week 1, though. I believe we already saw.
They call that a Don Rudder.
Yeah, a dog rudder.
Nice. I am the chosen one.
In the schoolyard, a Don Rudder is a euphemism for a hard-on.
Oh, there you go.
I'm ringing the bell.
Is that why your name is that?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyhow, sure. Whatever.
Back into the realm of relevance.
Christian Watson been going off. The guy has 8 touchdowns. We're talking about him a lot. 8 touchdowns. He's a Packer. That's what I'm going to do. 8 touchdowns in 4 weeks, folks. 8. Wild.
And he's only getting like 6 targets a game too, but he's getting 1 to 2 touchdowns.
But he's getting carries in important situations, like this last week.
Yep.
You know?
He had 1 for 46 yards and a touchdown. You're right, but damn! Without that he's only putting up 12 points this week.
That was the play. The thing I want to say, though, is that was the play they went to in the most crucial moment of the game to decide the game, which means the team now has faith that he's probably like one of their 1 or 2 best playmakers on offense. Which
like if the bar's this low, you know what I mean? Like,
you're still playing with a Hall of Fame quarterback. You know
it's true. And like in a fantasy realm, like you want to have guys on a roster that are that. Whatever the bar is for the team, like, all right, well, we need points now.
Especially this time of the year.
And that's the guy that gets the ball. And
Yep. It'll be good. It'll be good for Todd's non-Sacco hopes to have Jamar Chase back, though, for real. That guy is so good, you know. Smart of them.
Yeah, I'm glad Jamar Chase is out of our playoffs. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that is a nice feeling because that guy is just –
and Stephon Diggs. Hell yeah.
I know.
And Josh Allen.
And Josh Allen, yeah. And Patty Mahomes.
Yeah.
And
Jalen Hurts. Yeah, there's a lot of like
we should have a whole segment on players we're excited to have out of the playoffs.
Let's do it.
It's called the loser ladder.
Let's talk about our fears. Anyway, so anything else to say on this one?
No, let's move on.
Okay.
Nah, man, let's get to these fucking
playoffs. Do we want to knock out Allen and Trish's?
Let's do it real quick, just because we got to do them all. So,
okay.
Herbert, 18 point. Trish won. But let's go down Allen's team. Herbert, 300 yards.
Way to
and a
go,
touch.
Trish. Moving on.
300 yards and a touch for Herbert. Solid week. Miles Sanders continues to be consistent as he has been all year. Not a ton of points, but 10 will do you. Not this week for Allen, but if he would have got anything out of Gus Edwards, he might have been a little closer. Garrett Wilson is a his team. Yeah.
Beast, but only when one of his quarterbacks is playing.
Well, and that's going to be the guy from now on.
Absolutely, he's going to be the guy.
He is a beast, but he's only got one quarterback out of the 2 or 3 that they're trying to play this year that can get it to him.
He was good with Flacco too. He was lighting up.
Surely,
he was lighting up at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Surely it's going to be Mike White for the rest of the season unless an injury happens, right?
They came out and announced that they're going to have the guy play at some point this year, but that was unclear about whether they meant as a starter or a backup. But they said
when you say the other guy, are we talking
Wilson.
Flacco or Wilson?
Wilson.
What?
They just announced that either today or last night.
Let's give him the boot, huh? He's not good. We've seen it.
Well,
they're
trying.
And he's got no character.
They're trying to get some trade value from him, right? Because you draft a guy in the first round, you're hoping to get like a 4th or 5th round draft pick from someone who needs some depth, right?
So go play him against Houston, have him be good for a week, and then trade him to Carolina. They love trading for terrible quarterbacks.
Yes, they do.
But anyway, take the 1 3rd-round draft pick they have left, and let's keep it moving.
Yeah.
But
just get him out. Just get him out of the building. I think Zach Wilson, even in the locker room, anywhere, makes that team worse.
It's not helping. But anyway,
all right, let's slide out of this one.
Yeah. So
Debo, way to go, Trish.
Yeah, Trish, Josh Allen. Josh Allen doing Josh Allen things, kinda, not all the way, but she got the win. David Montgomery scores a touch. I just feel obligated to do people's team service. Stephon Diggs. The previously wide receiver 1 slides to number 2 because Devontae Adams been smashing. But he's still putting up numbers. Keenan Allen. We have a Keenan Allen sighting for the first time in like 8 weeks. Actually doing something worthwhile.
I don't think that man gets drafted next year.
I've seen our
league. He's going to be drafted in like the 10th round. He's going to get the Hopkins.
I bet he goes so high next year, and I'm just going to sit there and wonder why they're doing it.
No way.
Who do you draft? Oh, here's a good question. Who do you draft of those wide receivers? Because Mike Williams gets injured
Williams.
Yeah, Mike Williams.
Sure, but where do you draft him next year?
Because probably about the 3rd round.
8th round? No.
3rd?
Oh, God, 3rd? No.
Oh yeah.
I'm not touching him in the top 5.
5th or 6th for me. 5th or 6th.
Here's the deal. I'm going to draft him, and he's going to go off for a month. And everyone's going to be like, "Holy shit! I need some of that Mike Williams money," and I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give it to
Stevenson?
him for Ramondre Stevenson.
Son of a bitch. Anyway, this guy. That was one of the worst trades I made. So I feel your pain, Alan. But hey, listen. In my defense, that was before the Damian Harris injury. Ramondre was not getting them carries. But anyhow, I don't know what else we have to say about Trish's team. Everybody thought Kyron Williams was going to be cool, but it's Cam Akers again. Hooray, everyone. And then I dropped Cam Akers. So that was fun, too.
Yeah, he's been on so many people's lineups this year. And
what a weird season. What a weird season he's had.
What a weird season for the Rams backfield in general. It's
what
Darrell
weird
Henderson.
Season for the Rams.
Yeah, I know. Wild. 1 wide receiver and 1 offensive tackle, and Von Miller made a huge difference on that team.
Oh yeah, man, Von Miller down for the rest of the year.
Yep. He's gone.
Yeah, Buffalo's no longer a top dog, I don't think, in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl.
They're still going to be in the mix, but
I think they're still in the top 4. But like it was 1, and then it was them, and then everyone else at their heels. And I don't think it's them and like that anymore.
So
I think it's
Chiefs, Bengals, and who else do you have above them if they're 4?
Miami.
Okay.
You don't believe in Miami, Patrick?
They don't have a good enough defense. And they don't have a consistent enough offense.
A good enough defense.
I don't know who I think is going to do it again is Cincinnati.
I
That's
think
who
you're
I
right
think's
because
gonna do it.
against the best competition, it looks like Joe Burrow's the guy.
He's just got
Absolutely.
so much talent,
Yep.
like real
Yeah,
talent, not
yeah,
like serviceable
yeah.
talent, but like studs.
Yeah, it's true. And
I think you
they
could
got
also see
old ass Joe Burrow.
you could see Baltimore. Lamar
I
Jackson's
can't.
always capable.
I-
Well, Lamar's
I
hurt.
Maybe,
can't
but
see
if he even
Baltimore.
plays, like they're giving that weird day to day, week to week answer. That means they have no idea when he's
On
going to be back.
It's been
Yeah.
the defense giving up fourth quarter leads all year long. I can't. They're doing it against bad teams too. I don't see them holding on to anything against the likes of Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow.
I agree.
Well, and you
They have to be
always
one of
have-
those teams to do it.
Yeah. You got some wild cards in there too. The Patriots still might sneak in there too. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
but the Patriots ain't gonna do shit against playoff teams.
you never know. It's Belichick, man. He's always capable of
I
pulling
said
out a
it.
win.
I said it.
Anyhow, let's get through this matchup here. I mean,
I think we're done with
because
this one.
Haven't we
Yeah.
already gotten through this matchup here?
I already moved on to Jake and Austin. Sorry if we transition it.
Were you going to let us know?
Oh,
Yeah, well, I
Yeah, you
moved
gotta tell
on in
us,
my
man.
head. Yeah, so anyway, we're on to the next one. So
2-1.
Jake won clearly.
Hey, way to go,
yeah.
Jake. Playoffs.
Thanks.
Let's go.
Thanks, bud. Fucking Almond Ra putting up 29. That man
Nasty.
is a god. Thank you, Alan.
Your biggest problem is
Way to
Alvin
go.
Kamara,
Way to
man.
go, Alan.
I was gonna bench
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, and I was so excited about it. And then Joe Mixon gets fucking ruled out, not clearing the concussion protocol again. We've got three seemingly stud running backs, and they have not performed on the same week yet. I've gotten a 40-point game from Kamara, a 45-point game from Jacobs, and a 53-point game from Mixon, and none of them have synced up.
Yeah, that would have been wild. That
And you
happened
still
the same
didn't score
week.
the most points in the league? What the hell, man?
They
Uh-huh.
almost did. They almost did. We all almost did.
I texted Cody this week. I
Right.
said that week that Kamara was in London. And I mean, it's nothing but a mistake, but I made the mistake of waking up late to see if I could take him out, and I couldn't. And I only had one option to put in, and it was Rashad Penny, who put up 28 points. I would have beat Brandt's point title by 0.56, and I would have.
Hey,
That was against you too, Patrick.
Yeah.
I would have
Hey.
had the first round bye too.
and you know what I'm going to
First round
And I
bye,
don't need to say it.
point title, number 1 overall seed.
It can really come down to one fucking decision.
Hey,
It can. And sometimes
You know
that
what?
decision is just to sleep in a little bit too long.
A little bit.
hey, early bird gets the worm.
It's true.
I was the
Fucking
early
London
bird that
game. Spoiled by the London game.
Spoiled
Hey.
again.
I can laugh about it now, but if I get bounced out this week when I should have had to buy, I'll have a different tone next week.
Gonna be all xenophobic. Like the NFL shouldn't be going overseas.
It's true.
This
Can't
is
be
great
putting in
American
London
game.
games.
This is
Great.
America's game.
We invented it. It
I
belongs
like the
here.
voice. I like the voice that we all do for xenophobes. That's
Oh, yeah.
it's
We
it's
know
known.
that.
We're all from the Midwest, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean we grew up with those people.
Same.
know.
Quick, sound like your father.
I got
yeah.
Black Fred.
There's some that live in the general vicinity. Anyway,
Oh, Jesus.
Moving
all right,
on.
moving on. Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about this one. I made the one mistake of taking out the Broncos defense, which I didn't know Lamar Jackson was going to go out in the first freaking quarter. But that was a 14-point swing that could have helped. Again,
Still
glad
can't
that
believe
Brant. Go ahead.
Still can't believe you put Atlanta in there though, man. They're terrible.
Yeah, but they were going against the rookie quarterback and the receiver, and I just thought I could pull it off. I needed points, and
Yeah.
I thought that the Broncos were. The Broncos had like combined for 4 points over the last 3 weeks, so I had to put somebody else in, and the team I wanted got taken off waivers before I could get them.
I see,
So
you
I
were
was that
taking a
team?
risk.
Stuck with them.
You're taking a
Who's that
risk.
team?
Could have easily been what happened for Brant. You know.
I could look. Give me a minute. I'll look, Cody. I don't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
Keep talking, guys.
Yeah, no, let's be quiet the entire time you look that up.
Yeah, let's just
Um,
look at them and just like
yeah.
expect results.
Come on, man. You tell me you don't have that right away? Where's the production value in this
How
show?
dare you bring up a point and not have like just the knowledge to back it up instantly?
Yeah.
You piece of shit.
It was Arizona. I think
Okay.
that's the only other one that got picked up off the waivers. So must have been that.
All right.
It's fun not having to pick up a team off of waivers when you got the fly Eagles fly all season long, baby. You know,
I'm sorry. We talk about your team
consistent
right
as
now.
they come.
No, we're talking about your team right now.
The secret of this podcast is that when we're talking about somebody else's team, we're really talking about my team.
No,
That's been the story of this show the entire time.
That's.
I mean, it has
that's always been
you,
your
you
story.
definitely
Yeah,
pushed that narrative.
that's true. That's true. Like you got to give it to him. He has
Anyway.
Consistent.
succeeded on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Checks out.
It
Well,
does.
and it's
It does.
unintentional, really. That's just the fantasy narcissist in me. But anyway, so
I like it.
what else do we got to
Owns it.
say? I'm owning all of it. What else do we have to say about your team?
Guys, an ice truck just rolled by that had like the Top Gun like insignia like in font and it just said Iceman across it.
Oh,
That's amazing.
that's right.
That's so
Ice
cool.
man. That is cool. Nice pun.
Great. Stop writing checks that you can't cash there, Maverick.
Ugh,
Yeah, that's
love
right.
it.
Fantastic
Love it.
movie.
Sorry about your
Anyway.
friend.
Everybody liked him.
Yeah, sorry about the guy who died, but get your shit together, guy.
Oh, you can be my wingman
Jesus.
anytime. One other
Can we talk
note-
about the losers? Ah,
Yeah, we can. I mean, I'm getting tired of going back and forth. I'm glad that I got Mixon for Josh Allen. Wow, brain farted that name. But now I have to do that QB roulette of that inner struggle of starting Geno Smith or Dak Prescott every week. It's not a fun spot to be in. It's not the worst spot
but
in our league in quarterbacks because I could have Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, but it still kind of sucks.
but
Fun
you also
fact.
don't have to worry about playing Kamara this week on your bye, like while he's on a bye. You know what I mean? Like at least you have some
It's true. It's I got Kirk
something
from
taken
you.
off the board there. Yeah.
Yeah, no. But again, for me, that's just cool. Another week where three of my running backs can't go off at the same time, you know? So maybe next week if I survive that long.
Fun fact, I actually have the same quarterback duo in my dynasty league. I often have to make the same decision. I have Geno and
yeah.
Dak in that league. Yeah. Picked up Geno in that league for free. It was a great pickup. Saved
I
my
got
entire
for free too. I was just trying to get Joe Mixon. Just tacked in Geno Smith.
Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get a Geno, you know?
It's true. Couple bad trades, couple good ones. That was one of the good ones.
Yeah.
All right.
Geno's been amazing. But yeah,
good to move to the playoff bracket, right? I got no
Yeah,
other
let's-
notes on my team unless you guys want to talk.
You want to talk about the
Losers?
losers first,
yeah.
or do you want to talk about the winners first?
Let's do losers first.
Let's do
That's
losers.
the main
yeah.
team there.
Let's give a little loser love out there.
What do we got? So we're gonna talk about the matchups. That's what you guys want to do here.
Yeah.
Are we
talking
about the lonesome loser?
So for those that maybe are unfamiliar, just don't remember, a little breakdown of the loser bracket is a ladder.
Brought to you by the Eagles.
The losers ladder. So
Yes, it is.
we're looking at Todd and Dave. Who we got in this one, guys?
I'm
Ooh,
taking
goodness.
Dave because I see Todd falling and falling and falling.
But you don't have the benefit of the schedule, Cody. And Aaron Jones is
Accurate.
on a bye this week.
Aaron Jones on a bye, and
Yep.
Dave has 3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers going against San Francisco's defense. Tom Brady, Leonard Fournette, and Mike
Oh.
Evans.
Yeah.
Well,
And
do you
then-
still have Aaron Rodgers?
And Kirk Cousins for Todd is going against Detroit.
yep.
Okay, well, God, yeah. Okay, so
I'm
my
going
heart still
Todd.
says what it says. My brain has completely switched teams.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be Todd.
You
Dave,
hear that?
Dave's up against it.
Dave, you're in my heart. My heart, Dave.
Dave's going to have to play Latavius Murray.
You're not gonna
and
win,
Leonard
but-
Fournette because he doesn't have another running back on his roster.
He can throw Hopkins in his flex, though. So he's good
Yeah.
there.
And he should. His receivers are fine. His receivers are okay, but he's got no tight end. His quarterback's very bad. And yeah, his running backs are not there.
I'm still hashtag Team Dave. I think he gets revenge from that trade that kicked him out earlier in the season.
It'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this one.
I mean,
Whoever
it could
wins
happen.
this one is officially eliminated from Sacco contention. So
Yep.
Big
there's
deal. A lot on the
something
line.
on the line.
It is.
Todd is
It
not
would
going to wear that
mean a
hot dog
lot
suit
if
2
not
years in a
only
row.
No,
not only if what if that trade that Dave made not only loses him that week, but then forces him to play Todd while Aaron Jones is out and sends him on his way to the Sacco. What if that happens? The implication.
There's some layers there.
wild. Todd will
There are some
spiral.
layers, and I like that.
So we got 2 votes, Todd. Patrick, you voting Todd?
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
Todd.
Yeah, I'm voting Dave. Go Dave.
All right. Well, here we go. Should keep track of this. See who had the most right next week.
Go Dave.
Let's go, Alan.
Well,
and
luckily
Austin.
it's on record.
I know, but that would require me to have to go back in and.
All right, what?
Just kidding. I usually listen to most
Yeah,
of these ones.
it's true.
But
I mean, I'll remember. Do we have this up on the Allen Austin matchup screen?
we got yeah, we got it pulled up here. Allen and Austin, the only buys that are taking place for these guys are Darnell Mooney for Austin.
Never mattered.
Austin's gonna have to find a kicker, not a big deal. And Chase Claypool, he's got all the Bears. Him and Dave have the same disease. You know, they got that Chicago loyalty
Yeah.
disease.
Oh, this is a tough one. Wait, no, it's not.
It's Allen.
Yeah, I think it is. No, wait. I mean, the projection is clearly leaning in Austin's favor. Like he's projected to win by like 19 points just off the default midweek numbers.
Off of Allen? You mean Allen's projected to win? You mean?
Oh no, that's my bad. I was looking at the thing that said previous matchups. I was looking at the
Oh.
last game. You're right. It is the other
Yeah,
way.
no. He's projected to win. The problem for Austin here is Austin has actually a good amount of options at running back. Okay, they're not all great. Well, we lost Cody.
Mhm.
I'm gonna re-invite him.
Yeah, you're right. He's gonna get James Conner back this week.
Yep, he's gonna
But
get James
against-
Conner back.
The Patriots. So who knows?
Here he comes. Cody's coming back in here. Yeah, he gets the Patriots. Not a great team to try to run the ball on. You know, the problem is he doesn't have a wide receiver, like I was saying. Like he's getting Marquise Brown, but you're gonna rely on again. He's got 2 Cardinals there. The Cardinals have been awful. I mean, there's guys on the waiver wire you can pick up.
It's true. But if you look at the points that these two teams have put up the last several weeks, like Austin puts up a consistent anywhere from like 90 to like 110. It's kind of low for the league, but it's not like embarrassing by any means. But then you look at Allen's and he has weeks where he's putting up 60. There's like 1 week where it's 120. So like that makes me want to pick Austin.
I'm gonna pick Allen based on 2 facts. Garrett Wilson's playing Buffalo, but I think he's still going to put up points because it's a divisional matchup. And the Jets actually have some confidence against Buffalo because they beat him earlier this year. I think Garrett Wilson's going to put up points. I think, Deebo Samuel will maybe do something consistent.
Oh, God.
Actually, you know what? I don't know because Dalvin Cook could really go off against Detroit.
He could, but the more you're talking about that Jets-Bills game, look how many players Austin has starting in that game. He's got Singletary against the Jets. He's got Dawson Knox against the Jets. He's got Zonovan Knight against Buffalo, and he's
Half
got the
his
Bills
team.
deep. Like he's set up for failure.
That
now.
game's a low scoring division.
Cody, I can't make out what you're saying right now. Try again.
Yeah, I got a rough connection at the moment.
Okay.
Well, we should feel
Move
happy
on.
we made it to this far without a
Well,
major,
you got
to be
a
honest.
vote for this one just from a little bit that you've heard, so I can put it in the annals.
The annals.
Allen.
Okay. So
Put
let's
that
say
one in the
Yeah.
annals of history.
2
All
votes
right.
Allen, 1 vote. No, 3 votes Allen. It's 3 votes Allen.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last loser
The winner of
matchup.
that matchup also, stays out of the Sacco too. So
Oh, you're right.
The only ones that can't escape the Sacco from the first round are Trish and Bailey, and that's what we're going to focus on now, right?
Yep.
yep.
So you might say I transitioned well there. Best transition of the whole pod. Now, anyway,
Your post op.
Until then.
well, yeah, I have to explain it. When we do something good, we have to
Yeah.
break it down and ruin it. That's the best way to
It's
do it.
true.
And
I
then
think-
you
I
should
think doing
explain
things-
why you explained
Yeah.
it.
And now I'm
Yeah,
going to
that-
explain the fact of what I was explaining. Now,
That's how
what
I like
wanna
my
say
comedy.
here- Yeah, you like the jokes explained. Me too, man. If a joke's
do.
not
I
explained to
do.
me, I don't laugh because I feel
Yeah.
like it's a job half done.
It's true. Like I need
Put in
all
the
the
effort.
idiots in the room to understand that there was a joke told and they're stupid for not having laughed already.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, it's better. It's better. Better that way.
Better. It's the best form of comedy. Anyway, so Jalen Hurts is going to roast the Giants most likely next week because that's what he's been doing. The Cowboys are going to absolutely beat the brakes off of Houston. Good God, that's going to be a massacre.
Yeah.
It's too bad that I don't get Tony Pollard numbers from that game.
Oh, yeah. It's too bad, man. Corn up.
I think
Pouring up.
pouring up for the having a bye week. So it's tough. It's tough living over here.
This is tough. I don't know who wins this one. These teams have been all over the place.
I'm taking Bailey if she keeps the lineup in.
If she keeps her current lineup and she plays the defense, I'm going Bailey too.
Well, for the sake of parity, I'm going to throw one Trisha's way.
Attaboy. Go get him.
You know
So I
what?
call you the balance sheet.
You know what? Here's an alternative point, and I'm still going to keep my vote on Bailey. Here's an alternative point. The
Ooh,
Bills
alternative points.
are playing. The Bills are playing the Jets at home, and they did lose
Yeah.
to them. And Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are fiery competitors, and maybe they go off.
They play with a lot of heart, you might say.
Yeah, they play with a lot of heart. These guys,
Some moxie.
Yeah, but Sauce Gardner is going to be on Stephon Diggs, and while Stephon Diggs is still going to have a good game, you gotta expect those numbers are going to be lower. That Jets defense is real.
Yeah, I don't know, but
And they
Justin
might not
Jefferson
go-
just put up a 20 burger against that defense because they didn't just blanket him with Gardner like a lot of people thought they were going to.
Do you think they learned from that mistake now?
I don't know that they viewed it as a mistake.
I don't think Sauce is good enough to leave on an island with a guy like Diggs still the whole game.
I'd sure like to watch that game and find out, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, me too. I mean, I love that kid's attitude.
Yeah.
Playoff implication
Yeah.
football? Nah, count me out.
Yeah,
Yeah, show me that. Like, be for the fans,
cold weather, brutal game out in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of tough
Like, let them
defenses,
fight in the
some
second
big
quarter a little bit.
playmakers. Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
inject anybody. Just like,
Somebody takes off their helmet and they kind of swing, but they don't connect. Not
as long as
full
they don't
Myles
connect.
Garrett, You know,
Yeah, you can't.
mean-
you can't go full Myles Garrett.
they let Aaron Donald go full, windmill in training camp this year, and he didn't get nothing. So are we really that
Well, that's because
concerned?
it's training camp. The ratings are low for that.
They had a full video. That man got nothing because he's Aaron
The
Donald.
ratings are low for that. I said what I said.
Well, and you're right because it was a huge.
The kids aren't
scary-
watching training camp. The
It
kids
was a
aren't watching
huge-
training camp.
It was a huge, scary black man who took off a guy's helmet and then beat him over the head with it on national TV. That's why he got suspended. Let's call it what it is, NFL.
Yep,
I loved it.
it's
Yeah.
true.
That was great.
I
Mason
did
Rudolph
too.
looks like the kid you want to punch.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of looks like a Nazi, doesn't he?
Every frat kid you ever wanted to punch in the nose, like that was the vibe.
Yeah.
He looks like a racist.
He's got the right name for it. Mason Rudolph. Come on.
No
now.
shit. The
But,
third.
Yeah, he does. However,
Rudolph the Reich-nosed reindeer.
Not bad. Not bad.
Nice.
Thank you.
And we're
Thank you.
back. We're back.
All right. On that note, to the winners bracket.
To the winners bracket on the note of Nazis. All right.
There's only 2 games, 2 matchups since you got you and Patrick on a bye. You sneaky bitches.
I'm sorry, what was
I feel
that? You cut
confident
out.
about winning my week.
Yeah, I
Jake,
hope
what'd you say?
so. I just said there's only 2 matchups this week in the
Why is
winners
that?
bracket. I believe you know why. You skanky bitch.
Nice. But
Actually, I
Sorry,
don't
you're
know. I
cutting
think it was
out.
just
Can you
randomly
say that
generated.
again?
Uh-huh.
Wait a minute, the connection's bad.
Okay, it's not that funny. Fucker.
Connection's bad. What are you saying?
One more time. One more. Yeah, my connection's cutting out.
Anyway. So Battle of the Jakes, guys. Let's wrap this.
Round
This
3.
baby up.
Pat myself on the back there.
Round 3.
Round 3. Fight.
First
This is the
matchup was
decider.
115 to 98. Second matchup was 127 to 125.
Couple of barn burners.
Yeah, they were. Especially that last one, that Josh Jacobs overtime run. Ooh.
Yep. And the first matchup I played against him, I think it was Derrick Henry on a bye. So technically, Derrick
Man.
Henry killed Jake both times he played me.
Jake's in trouble because he's got no Lamar.
No Lamar.
Yep. So I'm gonna go Wilson on this one.
And the last time Mark Andrews went off last season, it was when Huntley was in.
Yeah, because he just hyper targeted him. I remember that.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And he's got George Kittle going against Tampa Bay, which doesn't look good. He's going to have to take Samaje Perine out most likely because Joe Mixon looks like he's going to be back this week. So that's
And Mostert lost his job.
Team. Mostert lost his job. He's got Patterson on a bye, so we can't put him or McLaurin in that flex spot. So he's gonna.
Oh, this is looking dirty.
Can I tell you how
triple
sweet
patties.
it is? Can I tell you how sweet it is after him sniping my Edmonds with a Mostert to re-snipe him with a Wilson? It's beautiful. Turn of the tables.
I bet.
Beautiful.
I bet that feels nice.
Uno
How
card.
much better? How much better is it going to feel like having that thing knock him out of the playoffs?
It's fantastic. It's one of the greatest feelings I've had all year. Actually,
This comparison has got me favored at every position besides defense and kicker, the 2 positions that I think Strozzi drafted too high.
Well, there you have it. That's
going
to be the thing that removes him from the playoffs.
I mean, potentially. I mean, he doesn't. The problem he has is he doesn't have Lamar, and he doesn't have a lot of options on his bench. He can make some moves, but is he going to drop McLaurin? Is he going to drop Cordero? No.
I mean, he's still got the players on his team to where he could put up 130 and nobody would sneeze at it because, like, the players he is starting all have potential to kill it, which is why he's a dangerous team. Like Henry, still Chubb, Metcalf, Godwin, Kittle. Henry could put up 15.
Henry might crush Jackson.
Henry's going against, exactly. I just feel like Henry's going to put up 30 this week.
Chubb could go off against Cincinnati. Cincinnati's got a good defense, though, and they'll be ready for him. So you wouldn't
That'll
expect
be fun.
that.
We're going to have opposite running backs on that matchup in the same one. So Mixon and Chubb running against each other in real life and in the fantasy matchup.
And his quarterback going to your tight end.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Christian Kirk and Derrick Henry going against each other as well.
There's a lot of crossovers.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have some matchups to pay attention to. I can't wait to watch that.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one.
It's going to be fun.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to stream a Titans-Jags game out here, but we'll see.
You should be able to find a sports bar where they show them, right? Aren't you in a pretty big city?
Those games are at 7 a.m.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
There's got to be a few alcoholics down there, right? They got to have a bar for someone.
So, to start off this week, Raiders-Rams tomorrow night. I got Josh Jacobs. I don't know if Aaron Donald's playing. How many points do you think Jacobs is going to put up? Short week.
Rams got a good run defense.
His last, I'll read you Jacobs' last 4 weeks of production. 20, 18, 45, and 20.
I say 20.
I'd say he puts up a modest 15.
Okay.
That's what I
Projections
said.
got him at 18.5, so pretty much right between you two.
Yeah. I think 15. The one thing the Rams do good on defense is stop the run.
Not if Aaron Donald doesn't play. And why would Aaron Donald play? Their season's over.
He's gonna play.
Why is
They
he going to rush
played-
back?
They play. Is he hurt?
He didn't play last week.
They did fine against. Did he play against the Chiefs?
He has
They
been
shut the
ruled
Chiefs
out.
down, too.
He has been ruled out for the Raiders tomorrow. So there will be no Aaron Donald tomorrow.
Well, never mind then. You know what?
Things are not going Strozzi's way.
They still got Bobby Wags in the middle, but that's not as much as it used to be.
It's true.
No.
It's the RB1. I
Yeah.
think Devontae's going to feed, and so is Jacobs. So I'm not voting on this one because it's obvious. Who's your vote, guys?
You should, because
Alright.
this one's. I feel like this one's easy to nail down. I think this is Wilson all the way. I think he triples it up against Strozzi, dominates the other Jake in the league, and in a way that is going to be talked about for an entire year.
It's going to be rough. Brutal that Strozzi loses Lamar right before the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Brutal.
tough. With no
Yeah.
real backup plan besides
Mhm.
Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, there's other guys around, but yeah,
Yeah, you're in the world
none-
of streaming now.
Yeah. Hey, you can Mike Way your way to victory. I did it. But
Wait on that vote, Patrick.
I said you. I said you like immediately.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Cutting out his Strozzi. I'm gonna vote for Strozzi just because of that.
That's fine. If you'd like
Change
to
the
have
vote.
a
Change the
loss
vote.
on. Are you changing it? Because I'm writing this down.
Write it down. Write it down. And because you know what? I have to leverage
write
you
it
guys.
down.
Yeah, leverage you guys with one that's different, right?
Well, I'm
Follow
not
that
voting on my own matchup, and I'm not counting you guys' votes on yours either. Well,
Hey,
you
so
know,
what are we
biases.
doing?
think- Should
What is the winner on these predictions get $5 or something or what?
Yeah, we can throw
What are we doing?
$5 in, sure.
It's a little action.
Bragging rights and $5.
All right. I like
All
those ads.
So let's go to Brant and Erica. Huh?
yeah, $5.
Brent and Erica.
Yeah.
Erica is kind of
Ooh.
screwed because she's got no JT and she's got no Alan Lazard. So
Oof.
that's going to be rough for her. She doesn't have another running back to play either. So I don't know what
Oof.
she's
It's
going
gonna
to
be
do.
tough.
Yeah.
And she didn't get
and
anybody
she's-
on waivers today?
She like was talking about this. Hey, you know what? They're saying that J.K. Dobbins might come back. She might get Dobbins out because he's got a
Okay.
projection right now. He's got a projection of 7 points, and they're saying he could be activated. She
Well, if he
better
does
hope.
play and she starts she's hoping for that Huntley Ingram thing that happened last year, where it's just
Yep.
all running back, because she needs some help because she's got the league's top scorer coming in hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's
I
got
don't see a
Justin
way.
Jefferson going against Detroit.
Ooh,
I don't see a way she gets past
no.
Brand on this one, to be honest with you.
Man.
That's tough.
Potential buy to early round exit. Are we all picking Brant here?
I'm so happy that I got the buy and I don't have to play Brent.
Oof.
I'm hoping
I
Erica
bet.
beats him. I'm hoping like God she beats him.
Honestly, I'm hoping
Yeah.
Erica beats him too, because if Brant wins, I play Brant. And I don't need top score man coming in trying
That's,
to wreck
that's
all
assuming
my.
that I can get the win, but
Yeah, because you're gonna play the lowest seed.
because if Strozzi won,
I know,
I would
and
be
Brant's the
upset.
16.
No, he's
Yeah.
not.
Oh,
Jake's
I thought he
Strozzi's
was.
a 16.
Never
That's
mind.
why I'm playing him because I'm a 3 seed.
Well, I still think that's going to happen. So I
Yeah,
guess
that's what I said.
I guess
it's
that
assuming
yeah.
that I win, but
I am making that assumption. Okay.
oh fuck.
God,
Yeah,
now
I
now I'm a Strozzi fan. Wild,
don't-
wild.
What time is? Oh yeah. So one thing to consider: Kelsey kills it in prime time. Kelsey's been killing it for Erica in prime time all year. They flexed Kelsey out of prime time this week because he's playing against the Broncos, so she won't get a prime time Kelsey game this week.
Well, they're also playing the Broncos.
That's rough.
So, like, their defense is really good.
Uh-huh.
I think that defense is going to start giving up here soon, though. I mean, the season is over, and it's been over, and you've
It's
seen
true.
the signs of that defense being over it.
You have to get tired because they're just being
Yeah.
overused. Forget giving up. They're just going to be depleted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what I mean by giving up is, when you could maybe pursue with all your might, and then maybe you take 10% off. Maybe you don't.
Yeah, and
quite
you let them get around,
to
and
the
you let
edge.
them get around the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you don't sprint down the field on that 20-yard run and stop the guy from going all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, that
They're
shit's
like
probably
probably
small
gonna.
too, and then snowballs.
Yeah, absolutely. So the cracks have been showing for several weeks, and this might be the week where the Chiefs break the dam on the old Denver defense. Because they certainly are capable of it. So Erica better hope so. She better hope for a 4-touchdown Kelsey game.
You better.
I don't know who she's going to play at wide receiver. I mean, she could throw Zay Jones in there instead of Lazard. He's a viable option.
That'd be decent.
Darius Slayton's been playing well lately too, but he's going to play Darius Slayton versus Darius Slay. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
The Slay Bros are going to be slaying each other. Anyway, sounds like a porn. Anyway,
I was gonna say that sounds
It's
pretty
the porn
homoerotic.
version of the Smash Bros. Which you shouldn't need to change Smash Bros, but here we are.
Anyway,
but copyrights are copyrights. So you can do what you got to do.
Yeah, you gotta get creative. Slay Bros.
You'd probably just call it Smashing Bros. That's what you would do there.
Slay Bros could also be
Depends on your target audience, I suppose.
Slay Bros.
Yeah, bros.
Slay Bros could also be a metrosexual spinoff of Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
All right, you have a week to pitch us.
Slay Bros.
Yeah,
It's
come
two
up with a
guys
pitch.
that are.
No, you have a week. Work on it. I don't want the off the cuff shit. I want some preparation.
I will not prepare at all, so you'll get it next week, sir.
I want a PowerPoint.
Slay Bros featuring Jason Statham. Surprisingly, but he's there.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
We all knew he would be.
Okay.
He's one of the bros, and he slays.
What else should we talk about before we wrap this shit up?
I don't know.
Well, who are we picking in this matchup?
I think we all picked Brant, didn't we?
I think we all picked Brant.
I got to pick my wife just because she'll probably hear this. So I guess I'll pick Erica.
Nice.
You're going against your gut on 2 of the picks. That's okay.
Hey, sometimes my gut's
letting your emotions run your world, Patrick.
Hey, have you ever had stomach issues? Your gut can lead you the wrong direction.
No, never.
Not
once.
I mean, I know it's hard to.
I've never shit my pants.
I never have. 32 years strong. Never forget.
You ever shit in your diaper? Not once.
Absolutely not. I never shit a day. I never shit a day in my life.
You're like the leader of North Korea. You don't even have a butt.
I've actually never shit. Yeah.
Yeah, my body is a completely energy efficient device.
Damn.
I create no waste.
You are waste.
When you are waste, you don't
produce more.
All right. Anyway, should we sign this bad boy off?
Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
All right. Well, hey, fun times. We did her in just under 2 hours there. That was a long one, but it was a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
Did some rambling, did some joking. Good to see y'all. Cody, be safe. Have a good time. See y'all next week.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.
Peace.